See, when you're sleeping around with multiple people, you start judging your partner off of the sex and not their personality. And don't get me wrong, sexual compatibility is very important and it helps deepen the connection. But what happens when you deepen that connection with the wrong person? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. That soul snatcher, that demon dong. Today, I want to talk to you guys about something that needs to be addressed, and that's people feeling like they need a whole phase. And when I say whole phase, I'm talking about both men and women. Let me tell you, you don't need a whole phase. Now, some of y'all may be thinking, I just want to see what it's like. I want to get it out of my system, or I want to be sexually liberated. Now, just because you're free to do something does not mean you should do it. Just the fact that you can do it is liberation in itself. But what that doesn't mean is there are no consequences to your actions. And I personally believe that there are a lot of downfalls to living a sexually promiscuous lifestyle. First, let's talk about what it does to your reputation. And I'm going to start with the ladies first. Point blank period, the more partners you have, the lower your value. And you may think your shit is on the low, but baby, let me tell you, men talk. I done found out I got a couple of Eskimo brothers out there, if you know what I mean. And when men find out you let the homie smash, chances of a relationship are real slim. So if you're going to be smashing this dude and that dude, they better be spread out. You know, one better be in New York, one in Miami, one in Chicago, because no guy wants to date the neighborhood hoe. I had a dude straight up tell me that he was in love with a girl. And that's not something that's easy to admit to your boys. But then he later found out that shorty done smashed a couple of dudes within the circle. He won't even look her way anymore. Now, this applies to dudes as well, but not to the same extent. And I know it's a double standard, but you got to understand double standards exist and they're not going anywhere. But if a guy is a hoe, his value will go down to smart women. And I have to say smart women because the rest of y'all love a hoe ass nigga. I love pointing the future. What he got, like 8 baby mamas? 8 baby mamas? By the 3rd baby mama, that man should have started to become unattractive. 1 baby mama, shit happens. 2 baby mamas, I know all about that life. 3 baby mamas? Now it's time to make some serious life changes, completely reevaluate your life. Any more baby mamas after that is just completely ridiculous and not even worth discussing. After 3 baby mamas, now I'm judging the woman more than I'm judging the man. Because the man already proved that he's about knocking women up and not wifing them. So why become the next woman to get knocked up? At least make sure you're on some birth control or something. It's becoming more and more normal to see babies being born out of wedlock. And that's in big part due to promiscuity. And that's something that shouldn't be normalized. And I'm someone who had kids out of wedlock. It's not something I'm proud of, nor do I need people to pretend like it's okay to protect my feelings. And I love my kids, but not being able to see them every day due to living in separate households, that's the problem. Sexual promiscuity is a big reason for the declines in marriages and the increase in single parent households. Because back in the day, a brother had to really commit before he got up in there. But now all it takes is a trip to Burger King and sometimes not even that. And my mama used to say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Now let's think about it. Women are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to marriage. Back in the day, it was, you give me marriage, I'll give you sex. But now dudes are getting sex whenever they want it. I take my time to get married too if I can get sex whenever I wanted it. But unfortunately, we cannot go back to the old days. That cat has been let out the bag. Everyone out here getting a stick wet, why not me? First off, when you're just out here having casual sex with people, this hurts your ability to make a genuine connection with someone. How can you truly commit to one person when you have all these soul ties with Stacy, Angela, Jennifer? You're in bed with one girl, but you still thinking about the last encounter. Oh yeah, I really like Brittany, but she don't throw it back like Lisa. See, when you're sleeping around with multiple people, you start judging your partner off of the sex and not their personality.
And don't get me wrong, sexual compatibility is very important and it helps deepen the connection. But what happens when you deepen that connection with the wrong person? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. That soul snatcher, that demon dong. I call mine Robin Givens. You know, like from the movie Boomerang. And so for the people who don't know the movie, Eddie Murphy meets this girl, Robin Givens, who just completely has him sprung. And so when he actually meets a good woman, he's unable to see the value in her because he's too busy thinking about the sex with Robin. See, lust will cloud your judgment and leave you in a bad relationship much longer than you need to be there. So what I'm saying is casual sex can lead to a lot of unhealthy relationships, but a good relationship will only be strengthened from having a sexual relationship. See, sex is supposed to be that cherry on top to what is already a blossoming relationship. If I'm being honest, I wish I didn't have as many sexual partners as I have. When I think back on it, none of it really meant anything in the grand scheme of things. And I feel like it's embarrassing to your future wife or husband when you can't go around the block without running into somebody you did the nasty with. You know, they're whispering behind your back like, oh, she's with him. I know what that's all about. It's not a pretty picture. The anticipation of sex with your partner is part of the intrigue. Traditionally, you wouldn't have sex with someone until you establish a deep connection with that person. And when you have sex, that solidifies that connection. But now, when you're dating and you have sex, you're just getting your rocks off. The meaning behind sex has been devalued. The same intimate connection that you make with your significant other, you've made with people you barely even know. Sex is no longer a big deal because it's just something we do recreationally. Studies have even shown that people who are sexually promiscuous are more depressed. The reason for this is that sex can be a drug. You'll have to maintain a steady flow of sexual partners to maintain that high. This is why I don't believe in sex without intimacy. Sex without intimacy is very fleeting. You get your nut, but now you're left with this empty feeling inside. You got a quick fix, but now you're all alone. You have no one to talk to afterwards, no one to hold you, no one to wake up to. When there's intimacy between two people, the entire experience is fulfilling. The talks, the laughter, the date, everything leading up to sex is part of the overall experience. And everything after that solidifies it. Holding your partner afterwards, falling asleep in your partner's arms. So when I tell you you don't need a whole phase, I'm saying you're not really missing much. Oh, but I'm missing out on all this great sex. Most of what's out there isn't all that great, and it will never be as fulfilling with randoms as it is with someone that you are in love with. Plus, if you don't have a lot of sexual partners, you won't have much to compare it with. And if you still don't enjoy having sex with your loved one, there are things you can do to improve your sex life. And ladies, if you're worried about a man's equipment, there's things you can do to see what he's working with before y'all do. You know, brush up on him a little bit, cop a feel. You know, if you can't feel nothing, he might got a baby carrot down there. Proceed at your own risk. And fellas, don't get caught up on the hype of being validated by multiple women. Nothing can validate you more than being with one great woman. And I'm not trying to act high and mighty out here. If you want to have premarital sex, go ahead. But what I am trying to get you to understand is that you can be free to sleep with whoever you want, but you are not free of the consequences of doing so. That's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you thought of the video. What points did you agree with? What points did you disagree with? Leave your comments below and let me know what you thought. And if you got anything out this video, hit that like button. This is Agree to Disagree. I'm out.